Boom. All right. All right. Let's see if it goes ahead and gets started. I'd accepted it. Let's. All right. We're trying to go ahead and get Janae in here. I do not see. Mm, 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 mm. All right. We're going to have Janae Harding in here shortly. Connection check network. Boom, boom, boom. It's looking like everything.
Hey,
Hello.
cool. I was like in before, but I don't think he could hear or see me. So I was like, I'm guessing he doesn't know
Yeah,
that I'm here.
it was where we were having some technical. I'm not the tech guy, and we were having some technical difficulties when Cody Durden and myself were in, and when I
Hmm.
stopped his stream to try and start your stream, it just paused.
Oh
So
no, yeah,
yeah,
it's annoying.
I backed out and then came back in because that's how I fix everything. Cut it off, cut it back, go on.
I did. I left and came back, and here we are.
Yes,
Perfect.
here we are. Well, hello, Janae.
Hi.
Hollow Point Harding. Nice to officially meet you. Before we get started, I just want to give a little introduction, and then we have to talk about this nickname. I think it goes up there with like some of the top fighter nicknames that I've heard over the years. I've heard some really bad ones, but I've heard some really good ones as well. So we know that you're from New Zealand. You're fighting out of Sydney, if I'm not mistaken. Sydney.
I was now I've moved back to New Zealand just
Okay.
over a year ago. So I'm back in New Zealand at CKB. So
Okay.
that's
Is that far? Is that how far is that in travel time?
Um,
Like,
maybe only like 3.5 hour flight. Honestly, it's
okay.
sort of like New Zealand feels like travel wise like another state of Australia, so it's pretty close.
Okay. Okay, that's what I assumed. I'm not that literate when it comes to geography. I'm from America, and they teach us only about America here. Okay, I had my
Yeah,
first trip
we
to
know.
Thailand this year, and it was a whole new experience. Uh,
How did you like it? I love Thailand.
Oh,
I
man.
used to live there.
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I went to Phuket and trained at Simbi Muay Thai, and I met a bunch of the international fight teams. I met like 3 international fight teams from Australia, from Perth, and a couple other areas too. We met a fight team from Israel, from India. Like met guys that fought and won. It was absolutely amazing. But so we know you're featherweight for Bellator. Can we get a little bit of background on? For all the fans out there, all those who don't know, how do you get the nickname Hollow Point? Was it something you came up with yourself, a nickname that someone gave to you? Can you give us a little paint the picture for us? How did you get that?
I think it was maybe after, it wasn't maybe till like about 2 or 3 fights in, we were sort of like, we need to come up with something. It's sort of getting a bit too far gone. And especially when I started fighting, like this was over 10 years ago, and it was sort of like the thing to do. Like you have to, if you're going to fight, you have to have a fight name. It wasn't really like optional. I feel like it is a little bit more now. And the guy that was making my t-shirts, to be honest, and designing my t-shirts, we were sitting there sort of just brainstorming words that obviously started with H or started with J, and anything that was like alliteration. And he kind of was going towards like howitzer, and then ended up with hollow point. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a great kind of way to be able to brand it as well. Like bullets and guns should be easy to do, like graphics and t-shirts and whatnot over. So we kind of like just kept that idea, honestly thinking that it wouldn't really stick. Like I just thought it would be like the first one, or that's like what we're going to use for now. And then
Yeah,
I've had it ever since. And it's sort of just stayed. And I think I've like, it's grown on me. I guess like your own name, Janae, like it
yeah,
probably to other people seems a lot cooler than it does to yourself, but a lot of people like
yeah.
it, so that's good.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's cool because that's exactly what I think about. Like when you're like hollow point, I'm like, oh man, this person's got good striking. They're precise. They're dangerous. Like I think of everything gun related, and like when I say hollow point, all I can think of is the visual of Leon Edwards when he's going like this, like to
Oh,
Kamar
yeah, yeah,
Usman.
I like
I'm
it.
like, yeah. So
Yeah,
I was like, damn, that's a really cool nickname.
I
But
think at that point, like I had like pretty much just like KOs and TKOs anyway, so it was like,
yeah,
yep, like I do damage. It's like hard and fast, it's explosive as per se. So it was all like, leading in, all on brand. So it was perfect.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you didn't just have the right nickname; you're like lived up to it, and you're kind of making it your own, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I see that you've been a black mistake me. Correct me if I'm mistaken. A black belt in karate since 14.
yeah. I have. I haven't necessarily used it in a very long time or practiced in a very long time, but I got that before I started MMA.
Okay, and that was kind of my next question is like, so being a black belt in karate, because you learn a lot of great things from traditional martial arts. I think it
Hmm.
gets bashed a lot. Like traditional martial arts get bashed a lot with MMA because we mix everything, so we always have something that can defeat something else. But do you use any of the foundational things that you learned in karate in your current fighting, regardless of its like stance or even philosophy? Like, is that a part of what you currently do, or are you just like, karate was what I did when I was young, and now it's on to kickboxing, Muay Thai style striking?
I definitely had that attitude in the beginning to just completely like move away from it and sort of
Mm-hmm.
like relearn everything.
Your the sound went out. Janae, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Your sound went out. I can't hear you. All right, we're going to get Janae back in here to get the sound up, and then we're going to ask her about her memorabilia as well as her merchandise designs before we get out of here. So We're going to get her back in here in just a second.
Is it sound again? Cool. Can you hear me?